I would have to go and find the facts, but there are laws and rules and regulations with respect to government contracts, and there are times that corporations do things they should not do, in which case they tend to be suspended for some period. There are times then that under the laws and the rules and regulations that passed by the Congress and implemented by the executive branch, that corporations can get off of.
I'm going to play the rest of this later. We got to go to break, but see, this isn't just McKinney, who people can try to poo-poo and say, oh, she's whatever. This is Rumsfeld's responding to the question. He knows all about it. And then they go on to respond, and just, again, because a corporation has more rights than a person. The corporation is allowed to kidnap children and then just get a fine. I mean, that's how this works. You don't go to prison. You don't get the death penalty. You get more power. You get government contracts. We got a surprise guest coming up in the final hour today. We're going to open the phones up for Bob Chapman, specifically your questions on the economy. The economy and period. Bob, sorry to get you on late today. I had the FBI or the APD here in the office with my federal subpoena to go to Virginia in the case of some idiot putting comments on my website. Why they need me to testify, I don't know. Hopefully this moron will plea bargain so I don't have to go. But what an interesting day, Bob.
It is fantastic. The world keeps on rolling deeper and deeper into the mire, so to speak. And but I'm glad that it's something as simple as that.
But it's not simple. They keep asking me if I agree with the comments and things. They're definitely
they're trying to entrap you.
Yeah, they definitely want to put my butt in prison.
Yeah, what you do is just be very nice and say, hey, my attorney's on his way over.
I already gave them my lawyer's name and number for next time, and they still showed up.
They don't care. They'll still try it.
It's so obvious. A guy posts a comment, we remove it before we're ever subpoenaed. We have to go dig it out of the records under the federal subpoena, and then they're still here asking me what I think of the comment.
Again, the entrapment.
Hey, Bob, you've dealt with these people before. What do you think about the original agent telling me to repost it?
I think that's entrapment. I mean, why would you want to put something back on that wasn't very nice or good or evil or against the law?
Oh, Jesus. I'm just, excuse me, God. I am so sick of these people.
You've got to mentally train yourself to deal with people who deal with real criminals all the time. And what happens to the police mind is they get like the criminal mind. And so they think everybody else might be a criminal, so they approach everything that way, including members of their own family. It's something that happens to people in law enforcement. And I have two members of my family who are in law enforcement. One of them just retired as assistant chief of police in a major city. And that's the way it is.
Well, they didn't like it when I was rattling off FBI crimes to them and saying, that's why I don't trust you. They mainly...
How to win friends and influence people. You devil, you.
They were actually... I didn't get a really bad vibe. One time with the BATF I did... I mean, my alarms were saying criminal, 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 watch out, watch out. Totally different vibe.
Well, I had to put up with them for about 40 years. And they didn't like me very much at all. And they in the marshal's office are not very exemplary. There's lots of good people in law enforcement, but those two groups didn't get the best of the crop, let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, they've stolen $23.7 trillion and growing. The unemployment skyrocketing, and there's all this baloney news about how great the economy is and new home sales uptick. But then I read the number. It said the decline slowed, but the AP headline said it had grown. I mean, they are cooking some numbers, Bob.
They certainly are, and they're all in on it, and they're all controlled in the media by the same people. And there's nothing we can do about it except on this program and others like it, tell people the truth, keep on pumping out what is really happening, and we're challenging them, we're pushing them to greater heights, and ourselves as well, to put them down. They're terrified. We just discussed this before, and that's why I do so many programs. Incidentally, Alex, I'm going to be on with George Norrie's program Saturday night. And it's the first time in a long time I've been on there.
Good.
But we're banging away, and we're not going to give up. And we're making headway. We're helping people plan for emergencies, both personal and physical, and as well as their finances. What should probably happen in the course of events. And we can explain to them how people can steal $23.7 trillion, a colossal figure, which boggles the mind. But you know, if you lived in that culture like I did for 28 years, you know that anything goes, and they're always skating down the edge. I mean, it's part of the mental concept that goes with the market, and so it's not disturbing or unusual that they do something like that.
All right, Bob, let's break down the latest developments in the economy. Is it getting better like they're saying? Like they said 3 years ago it was getting better? Or are they lying? I think I know the answer to that question, but we'll also take your calls. 1-800-259-9231. Infowars.com is the website.